Okay, 8-4, quadratics with coefficients. You'll notice in the last one, in the last chapter, let's go ahead and do a quick review. We had something like this. And we knew we were going to get two sets of parentheses. And so over here we took factors and sum. Okay, so we took factors of 24, 1 and 24, 2 and 12, oop, crazy 2. Let's see if I can clean that up a little bit. Three and 8, 4 and 6, and that should get it. Now, we know that they're going to have to add up to equal 10, so we know we're going to be, or negative 10, excuse me. So we know we're going to be dealing with the 2 and the 12. Now, positive 2 and positive 12, that gives me 14. So what's another way I can multiply together to get positive 24? Well, if this is negative and negative, and I'm totally off on this one. It's not even the negative 2 and negative 12, because that gives me negative 14. Let's go down here to the negative 4 and the negative 6. If that's a negative and that's a negative, negative 4 times negative 6 is positive 24. Negative 4 plus negative 6 is negative 10. So scratch that thought. I have a little brain freeze on a Monday morning, and we're going to go with this one. So it's going to be x minus 4 and x minus 6. Okay, that's from the last section. Now, let's move on to something in this section where we put a coefficient, which is just a number. We put a number out in front of that x squared. So let's go 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. Now, some of the major differences are going to be, because there's not an x out in front of there, there's now a number. We can't just do x times x. Well, in this case, we know when we do our FOIL method, our first terms have to multiply to get 2x squared, and there's only one way to do it. So we're going to have to start 2x and x. Now, this is a method that I teach. It's not in any book anywhere, and we're just going to focus on, remember when we did the FOIL method, outside and inside were in the middle. So we're going to focus on the OI, is what I call it. Okay, focus on the OI. We still need things that multiply to get 3. So in this case, okay, the multiples of 3 are just 1 and 3. So we don't have a whole lot of options. We'll do one here in a minute that has more options. So let's just guess and check right now. Let's put the 1 and 3 in there. And now we want to focus on just the outsides and the insides. So when I multiply the outsides, 2x times 3 gives me 6x. Okay. When I multiply on the inside, 1 times x gives me 1x. So is 6x plus 1x going to give me 5x? 6 plus 1 is 7, so that doesn't work. So now we take the same problem, and in this case we just put the 3 first and the 1 second. Now let's look at it again. Look at the outside terms. 2x times 1 is 2x. Inside terms, 3 times x is 3x. What is 2x plus 3x? Well, in this case, it is 5x. So this is the answer, if they want it factored. Now, remember, if they want you to solve it, then we take 2x plus 3, set it equal to 0, and then we take x plus 1 and set it equal to 0. We solve both of those. That gives me 2x equals negative 3. So x is negative 3 halves. Negative 3 halves. And in this case, x is negative 1. Again, read the directions, see if they want you to factor it or if they want you to solve it. Okay, so let's go to one that's just a little more intense. Okay, let's take a look at this one. This is going to have some multiples. I hate using that term. Has more than one multiple. There's a better term. We know we're going to have two sets of parentheses. Now, the thing here is I know that I have to multiply my first terms to get 4x squared. So the choices are 4x times x or 2x times 2x. There's no perfect way to do this. I will start in this case with 4x and x. I don't know if that's the right answer or not. I haven't worked through this problem. I know that since both of my signs are positive there, I'm going to go ahead and make them positive here because there's no other way. So now I think of numbers that multiply to get to 15. Okay, I've got 5 and 3, and I've got 15 and 1. So let's look at, let's just go with 3 and 5 right away. Now, focus on the outside, inside. Okay, outside is going to be 4x times 5, which is 20. Inside is going to be 3 times x, which is 3x. 20 plus 3, it does not give me 17. So now I change them up a little bit, and maybe I go this way. Do the outside. 4x times 3 gives me 12x, and then the inside, 5 times x gives me 5x, 12x plus 5x, there's my 17. Okay, so again, the outside gave me 12x, the inside gave me 5x, and when I add those together, that gives me my 17x that I'm looking for. And so if I were to solve these, take both of these factors, set them equal to 0. Let's go ahead and work this one. This is 4x equals negative 5. So x equals a negative 5/4. And then with the next one, set that equal to 0. Subtract 3 from both sides. X equals 3. So x would equal negative 5/4. And, oh, that's a negative 3, excuse me. Negative 3. Okay, so look at the multiples. You may have to plug in a couple things at a time. These problems will take a little bit longer than yesterday, but focus on the outside and the inside, and that will be the key to your success. All right, we'll see you in the morning.